last night, getting the fast break layup, and then going over to the Sixers bench, trying to get deep. I mean, he's just making friends, right, Scotty?
Yeah, I think he got a little dap from somebody over there.
I mean, did he just read Michael Jordan's book about going over into the opposing locker room? Like, I don't know.
Oh, that was a good game last night, by the way.
Yeah.
That's probably one of his ex-teammates.
Something like that. Miss Ambition. Check out Marquise Chris with the huge block on John Collins.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Woo.
Get a little block of the year nomination.
Oh, my gosh. That was not a foul.
Right?
Oh, my goodness. I saw that. I didn't see that up close like this.
That's
Wow.
rim there.
Right?
Oh, my gosh. From the side, too.
We've had some good blocks this year. Defense is back, people. Make magic.
Oh, yeah. No,
Russell Westbrook
that is the ball.
gets fouled driving to the basket. Watch him smack the ball into the twilight zone.
Where did it go?
Little music.
What happened?
Where'd the ball go? Watch the ball.
Okay.
Watch the ball. Watch Russ.
What happened?
Yep.
I don't
For
understand.
my next trick. This is good, right?
I mean, what?
Scotty, where'd it go?
What happened there?
Toss it to the official.
I don't
No,
see the
Bishop's
ball.
doing this.
Went away.
Bishop's doing this.
Got
This
that one.
pants.
Wow.
Where did this man's pants go?
Oh.
You can't do this during a game while you're on the
at
court
all.
at the free throw
we
line.
don't
This
really see
happens
anything.
all the time. I know, but don't take your pants down in front of a bunch
planned
of
that.
children. Well, of course he
You
planned
planned
it.
that.
He forgot he was in a game. Like,
What,
people
he
do
forgot
this.
he was in
No,
front
like
of
sometimes,
20,000
like
people?
when you're playing a pickup game, you would do that, right? Like you in the summer, you would do that. You just like
This
sort of
has
like
become
lose
a
track of where
thing
you
that
are.
people
I think
are
it's a
pantsing
distraction
other
thing.
people. That's a separate issue. The free throw line pantsing thing. Tank Wars,
Never done
part
that on TV?
4.
I forgot where you were.
The sequel to the sequel to the sequel. Friday night's Tank Wars matchup extraordinaire. This was the Mavericks against the Bulls. The Mavericks only played 4 guys.
Dude.
And yet the Bulls still managed not to score. This
Wow.
is like a majestic play of tanking.
This
Peak
is
Tank Wars.
this is peak tanking. This is YOLO tanking.
Right?
And
Mavericks
when you-
are making sure they don't win.
And
I can
when
tell
we
you
talk
that.
about
The
this,
Bulls aren't
it's
scoring,
supposed to be
though.
the players are not in on the tank. But what happens is when
Well, then
you
you
know
should take one off the court.
Wow.
lose your focus or something. Oh my gosh.
I'm just, well, if the
So
players still want to win, always,
I
no
don't
matter
think the
what.
Bulls even recognized it.
You would.
Professional basketball
recognize
players
it.
should know how many
Given them.
players are on the court with him. Some of the best players of the last generation came straight to the NBA from high school. We've been talking about this a lot the last couple weeks.
Yes.
The door may be opening for that to occur again soon, according to our Brian Windhorst. Commissioner Adam Silver and the Players Association are in deep talks about ending the one
Oh my
and done
gosh,
rule.
high school LeBron with that.
Furthermore, the league is expected to propose a plan for, quote, starting relationships with elite teenagers while they are in high school, providing skills to help them develop both on and off the court. Now, that part seems really complicated, Scotty. What do you think of that?
Well, I think it's complicated, but I think it opens up the opportunity where the younger players can really open their minds up and start preparing for the next level. It's a different game when you go from high school to the NBA. Obviously, you're on your own. You have to prepare everything for yourself. So I understand that the league will try to mentor those players a little bit more.
I think this is huge. I mean, and I think what it does is it brings a level of transparency that we haven't seen in basketball or really in any kind of amateur sport, where I think this is going to open the door for academies. I think this is going to open the door for players to have agent advisors like they do in baseball. In baseball, you're allowed to have an advisor your senior year who's helping you decide whether or not to sign if you get drafted or to go to college.
Wow.
And they're not allowed to give you money, and it's supposed to, but there is a level of transparency of saying, yes, Scott Boras is my advisor. I think that we need to get there sooner rather than later, and I hope this becomes a model for all sports.
Now, Mark Cuban was really promoting the academy
Yep.
structure. Brian's article says that they've decided not to do that right now, but
At
they
least
are
for now.
going to do camps, which is kind of where, and have those conversations, Scotty, like you're talking, making the prospects think about, okay, could you really make it in this league? What would you have to do? This is how money would work. This is how being away from home would work. But it is complicated. Once you step into that, you're stepping into that, and you leave yourself open for a lot of things. I've talked a lot on this show about expanding the G League, making it a real developmental league, putting more money into it. I think that NBA players or basketball players have the right to make
That's right.
a salary when they're 18 years old. Now, I don't think you have the right to make millions of dollars. So I'm not saying even you should lower the draft age to 18. I do think you have the right to get paid to play basketball, just like anybody else in this country has the right to do a job at that age. If the G League was a couple $100,000, Scotty, do you think that would make it more attractive salary for players to do that instead of
I
college?
definitely think it would help the game a little bit more, and it would give, I guess, sort of an in-between base for them right now. I don't think players really see the G League as that next springboard of getting them to the league, and I think it should be more attention given to the league where you can get better talent than what they have.
There's also a huge recognition on the NBA's part that professionalism is starting earlier. It's starting when players are 12, 13, 14 years old. They're being ranked in the country, and agents are looking at them, shoe companies are looking at them. The money is starting to flow at those ages, and so you can pretend like it's not, and you can tell kids to basically not tell the truth about where they're getting money from or whatever, but that puts you're teaching kids to lie.
I was going to say, it's not fair.
That's not right.
Nothing we're doing right now is fair to 15, 16-year-olds.
Exactly, and I think ultimately this will help the development of those players.
Right now, the G League general salary is around 25 grand. You can make 75 if you're a two-way player, but if you get that up to what, 300 grand, then all of a sudden that's money I would consider. Jordan Brand, Kawhi Leonard's representatives came very close to completion on a new 4-year extension worth more than $20 million, but discussions broke down abruptly because Kawhi's representatives didn't feel the deal reflected his accomplishments and standing with the league. Ramona, you wrote this story with Michael C. Wright. Explain.
Well, I think you have to look at what Kawhi's deal is right now, which is less than $500,000 a year. So we're talking about a deal that's going to pay him in excess of $5 million a year. That's a huge bump. But this is also a guy who finished second and third in the MVP race the last couple of years. He sees himself, as he should when he's healthy, in the same category as James Harden, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Those guys all make well north of $10 million, okay? So if you're in that category as a player, but you're not in that category as a shoe deal, it feels different to take the same kind of shoe deal that Blake Griffin has.
Well, you have to win the MVP. You can't be runner-up. You can't be second. All those things help you in negotiation. And second, you got to get on the basketball court. It's hard to negotiate when you're not playing. Derrick Rose hit a home run when he was injured with a shoe deal, but he was coming off the MVP season. So for Kawhi, I think it's important that he get back on the basketball court and prove that he's worth the money that he wants.
This man has 6 rings. He's like, oh, you have to actually win.
Brand Jordan, I'll take that $5.
Right? I was going to say, you know the CEO of Brand Jordan. You know the guy who runs that thing.
I just get free gear.
Right? When you look, by the way, when you guys all see what these sneaker deals are worth today?
It's amazing. It's amazing to see how much the whole business has changed. I mean, players are making more on their shoe deal than they are on their basketball deal. So it's amazing.
Speaking of shoe deals, Lonzo Ball has a shoe deal, right? Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know if we've heard anything about that. We're going to talk about the Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers when we come back. We'll see you in a minute. Or not.
You know what the other guy's idea of seafood is?
A squished fish patty on a